Do you think female leaders are failing Africa, or if they have done good for the cause of female empowerment?
One, as you've mentioned, in very much in our African culture, especially sub-Saharan Africa, contrary to what people think, one, women have always been in leadership. You take our traditional systems of governance, there was always a place for women leaders, number one. Number two is that our more recent history since colonization, so in the last 50 years, women have often shown themselves to be more trustworthy, to be more dependable. And I think what we as women bring to especially the political equation is that sense of looking at human beings. Our job in the society is to take care of human beings. We give birth to them, we nurture them, we take care of their health. The weakest human beings in the society are the responsibility of women. So children are the responsibility of women. The elderly are the responsibility of women. So women have a tendency to come to politics with all of those perspectives. And I think that is important and that it's necessary, not only for Africa, but for the rest of the world as well. But now, does that mean that's what we bring as a collective, as women, with women's perspective, from our own history, from our own background? Now, does that mean that somebody is a good leader just because she's a woman? No, absolutely not. There are some men who are able to take those female characteristics and lead very well. Just in the same way as there are some women who, because of the types of systems that we have built, feel that they must put those characteristics aside and be more, masculine even than the men, which often we attribute those traits as being, very hardline, having a military solution to problems rather than a more holistic one, and so on. So it's not a question of what individual men and women. I think some men are very good leaders, and some women are very poor leaders on an individual basis. You've just mentioned Joyce Banda, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and I'm hearing that question recently quite a bit. Are the women failing Africa? And I say, we don't have enough women in power to answer that question, right? I mean, we have had Idi Amin, we have had Iadema, we have had Paul Biya, Obiangema. We didn't ask, are the men failing Africa because we had bad men leaders, right? So we have two leaders. We've had two women who have head of state in Africa. We have to get to 25 women, 30 women heads of state in Africa to be able to even compare, to know whether women heads of state are doing better than men. Now, I have to say that clearly, if we look at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joyce Banda, I am certain that they made some mistakes. I am certain that they did some things that were not correct. If I look at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I think that she has the credit of having moved Liberia in this transition period. And I think that overall, she did a fairly good job. Yes, there are issues of corruption. Yes, there are issues of, certain decisions that she had taken. If I look at her purely from a learning point of view as a leader, I see decisions that I feel I would not make that decision. But I think that she has been a good leader in moving Liberia in this transition period, and that the question for Liberia today should be, how have we cultivated leadership so that who's taking over next? I think Joyce Banda is a different story because she was not an elected president, but a president who stepped in as interim. I do wish that we had done a few things differently. for her to have won and to have really had a chance to exercise her leadership.
So do you think more is expected of female leaders than male leaders?
Yes, that's
reality
the reality of things the world over. The world over, I think, because women have not been in power, because leadership has been for many decades perceived as a male role, when we step into leadership shoes, we are looked at more critically. People ask us sometimes some very ridiculous things that they never ask men. I mean, people concentrate on our clothes and our hairstyles and our, so on, which have nothing to do with whether we're going to be good leaders or not. But I think that most women leaders are ready for that. I know I am ready for that, and I think we take it in stride. It's a moment in history, and we are the ones to pay that price. Hopefully, by the time you all are getting to be heads of state, that is the playing field has been leveled a little bit better.